Alright, so this is the Iron Reach StarCraft League Week 9 cast. We'll start with the Mistborn cast, which looks like it's Nothership versus Skitter on Romanticide Ellie. On the bottom right, the purple Protoss is Nothership, the Rhino. On the top left, the teal Zerg, Skitter. Skitter is also goes as NukeNoodles. This is Romanticide. We've seen this map before. It's a pretty good map. I mean, yeah. Looks like it'll be a bit of a late gateway for another ship, which happens, especially when you're trying to build a wall like that for Zerg. Chrono's out probes, and has a probe waiting, ready to harvest the second the assimilator is done. NukeNoodle got a very fast gas, not very fast, got a decent paced expand, gas, and pool. Yeah, simple. This probe not mining gas. Bit of a misplay. And yeah, barracks. Gateway finishes just as the probe enters the main. So now another ship builds the cybernetics core and another pylon. Overlord about to reach the pillar and see that nothing strange is going on. Another ship out of supply block. That should be momentarily resolved. Chrono's out probes to the mineral line. Overlord gets a pretty thorough scout. Okay, that's a very quick Twilight Council. That means fast charge or fast blink, possibly. Or considering Adept, maybe even fast glaives. Zerglings are on the way. Probably just to protect against Adept aggression. And Warp Gate is being researched. Zergling speed is halfway done. And yeah, this all looks pretty standard. Nothing terrifying. Yeah, Zergling standing in the front of the base, and a bit of a clumsy wall off there. And they're going to try to get in, but the Adept can very easily fight them off. Third base has gone up for Skitter, NukeNoodles. And yeah, glaives, like I said. Going to go Warp Prism. And more gateways. Is this going to be an Adept all-in? Because that is a pretty nice amount of gateways. That's 5 warp gates. And let's see. No. NukeNoodles does not see this. NukeNoodles does not see the warp prism. So we can pick up and go. Warp Prism timing does need to be a timing. It does mean you need to hit it very quickly. And Warp Prism picks up 3 Adepts, leaves 1 behind. Alright. Look at it go. Oof, that is a little bit far for the Adept timing. And there are already roaches. So this is going to be a problem. Dark Shrine, Pylon. Alright, so another ship is planning on a transition into something a little bit more vicious than Adept. And yeah, the stutter stepping is causing harm to the DPS. And let's see. More adept, another wave of adepts coming in. This is very, very dangerous. Targeting down the... oh no, that was not a good target down. Dark Shrine is almost finished. Yeah, you want to move them into the mineral line when you do this sort of thing. Because they don't do actually that much damage to buildings and queens and roaches. And they're a micro nightmare. But the Dark Shrine is finished and we are seeing more adepts. Okay, I mean, Nothership has the money for Dark Templar spam. And while there are spore crawlers, he could still take down the 3rd, take down these roaches and the queen. Maybe take down the natural if he moves in fast enough. But no, when your all-in has already been countered, you've got to do something different. Although what NukeNoodles isn't doing is targeting down this Warp Prism. Does pick down a roach and gets the Dark Templar in. Alright. Take down the spore, and now the Dark Templars can kill this building. Yeah, that's a base down. Overseer does come in, but yeah, I think this is a very, I think this is pretty good. Might want to transition into something that's a little bit not as bad against roaches, but you know, still very, very good. Warp Prism still in the 2nd base. More adepts. Yeah, that's 9 adepts. And they're coming in from both sides, which is very good. But oh no. No, you've just made yourself a target for the queens. You've lost it. Queens can counter a Warp Prism all in if you're not careful. Alright, that all-in ended. And another ship is building another base, but He's got a lot of roaches headed his way, and very little that's good against them. Building zealots, which is not a great idea when you have this gas amount. You could go Dark Templar, and there's no detection. Yeah, as I said that, Dark Templar warping, and now there is detection. Yeah, slow warps in, slow zealots. And the GG goes down. Alright, that was game one. That was actually close. This is a very hard all-in to beat. And there were a few misplays on Nothership's part, and a few really good plays on NukeNoodles' part. So let's look at game two. On the bottom left on Pillars of Gold is the orange Protoss Nothership, changing his color. On the top right, the teal Zerg Skitter, NukeNoodles. Pillars of Gold, very, very normal map, nothing crazy about it. But then again, neither of these are really crazy players. Both of them are just solid. Probe builds a slightly late gateway. What you really should be doing is keeping the probe that builds this faraway pylon there. It's not going to give you that much mining. Waste some of the chrono. Yeah, losing an all-in can be a bit rattling. And does actually manage to get there before NukeNoodles can build anything, but doesn't block it, which is fine, you know. It's good not to play like a dickhead sometimes. Very, very standard. I think this avoids the supply block of pylon here. Yeah, his probe is going to head up and remember and head back down for the cybernetics core. Now Skitter doesn't capitalize on this, but not a super aggressive early game player from what I've seen. It is sending links. Oh, they're just there to protect against the depth aggression, but that Overlord sees that it's not going to be a problem. It's always hard to wall off ramps like this. Warp Gate, Adept, and let's see, and Robo. Yeah, Robo is good, especially because NukeNoodles is getting a Roach Warren. Immortals are great against roaches. Where's NukeNoodles' queen? Should have two at this point. Only one queen. Alright. Doesn't inject. Zergling takes the tiniest peek, but heads back. Gets a pylon. Anything gonna come out of this robo? Got a stalker. Yeah, stalkers are better against roaches. But this is bad. This is 7 roaches if I counted that correctly. And an insignificant amount of zerglings. You really want that immortal out 2 minutes ago. Alright, Sentry keeps the wall up. Does get time for the immortal, which is chrono boosted out. And yeah, the immortal wasting its shots on zerglings. Dying. GG goes down. That was a very fast. Alright, I said that that was a very fast 2-0 to NukeNoodles. I said that NukeNoodles isn't the most aggressive player, and proved me absolutely wrong.